So this is 3 days later after the beer has fermented in the primary fermenter. So it's in here and it is ready to be racked into the secondary fermenter. Usually you want to rack, let's see how this beer did. Let's take off this top. So you can see it's a top fermenting yeast. If you notice there's a line here called a trube line. And that line is when the beer drops below, that means it's ready to be racked into the secondary. So it's done some of the primary fermentation, but it's not completely fermented out. We will leave it in the secondary for about 5 more days. So once again, I'm going to use my siphoning method, or I'm going to use my siphoning method. And we're going to transfer this. We'll run some hot water on this. And we will transfer this into the secondary. Now, some people say that you don't have to make this transfer at all since the beer is only sitting for about 7 days, but I like to do it because it cleans up the beer some. So it ends up being cleaner. Okay? Once we finish racking it into the secondary, there's going to be some residual yeast, but it will look clear. So at the end of that, it's still going to be emitting CO2 because it's not totally finished fermenting yet. So we're going to stick another airlock on it, just like we did in the primary. So we'll be putting a bung in here like this. There's water in here so that oxygen can't get in, but CO2 can get out. It will bubble right out. As you can see, there's yeast in the bottom of this. This yeast is a viable yeast product that you can use again and pitch another batch of beer, just like they did in the olden days, where they would pitch sediment from the other beer. This is what it looked like. Back then it was wild yeast, now it's pretty cultured yeast, especially this one being the specialized 3068.